Obama is I'm gonna just say it. He's an open faggot. He's an open homosexual. You understand what I'm saying?
He's not open, brother. He's not open.
Yeah. He might as well be. He hasn't come out and said it, but if you in the know, man, you can see the guy's a homosexual, man. So when he came into office, that's when these other nations really say, "Oh, America, we got him now. Look at this guy that got up in there."
And they said, "Oh, we got him."
The other nations, they made them fight. That was a morale. That was a morale lifter for these other nations and for Russia. They said, "You know what? We got America now. They're done. Look at their so-called king. Look at their so-called leader. This guy." You know, he didn't have that old hard nose. The guy before him, Bush, that dude was a joke. He was nothing but a drunk and a fuck up. Okay, but at least he had some form of little manliness about him. But Obama, when Obama became president, man, forget about it. But that's why this is happening, man. See? Thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. The glory that you had at one time, you ain't got that no more, man. And really, it started in Vietnam, or Korea, Vietnam. That's when, because prior to that, when America would go to war, excuse me, y'all would kick everybody's ass. But then Korea, Vietnam, y'all started getting, you gonna go to Vietnam and a bunch of people, a bunch of rice-eating gooks in the middle of the jungle you couldn't beat, man. You see what I'm saying? You couldn't beat that. And you got sent home. What was that?
No, we're watching this video. You'll see it.
Okay.
He's going to put it up.
Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? So that's what's happening. That's the beginning. And that was the 60s going into this. And that's when the whole mentality of America changed up. The happy days was over. Them dudes was coming home from war. The Vietnam veterans, they coming home from war. People are booing them. People are protesting them.
They're calling them baby
killers.
And a lot of them bugged out, man.
Yeah, them niggas
that's when people got bugged out. Prior to that, to Vietnam, nobody was on drugs. No. If you smoked the so-called blunt or what they call reefer or cheap or whatever the hell they call it, you know. Hey, but that was from my time. If you was caught smoking that was like hard drugs, man.
Yeah,
that was like LSD.
Yeah.
Now that's little babies do that shit now, man. Now they're using it for goddamn medicine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. You would look at. Oh yeah, I remember when I was growing up and shit like that. You know, in the 80s, kids, all these teenagers didn't smoke reefer and shit like that. It was reefer when I was growing up, but
reefers.
Yeah, reefers. If you did that, you looked at the guy like he was a drug. That dude, you stay away from that nigga over there, man.
Yep.
He be smoking.
He's on hard drugs.
Yo.
Stay away from him.
Stay away from that nigga. Don't fuck with that nigga, man. He be smoking them reefers, man. Nigga be smoking them reefers. Hey, but back then that was like smoking crack. Like that dude smoke crack. Don't mess with him and don't mess with her. They smoke them reefers, man. yeah, reefers. Yeah.
Reefer cigarettes.
He like that smoking them reefers.
Reefer cigarettes.
Yeah, them funny. Yeah, he smoked them funny cigarettes. But you know, Vietnam, the dudes got caught up on drugs, opium, dope. They came back, man, because they was all bugged out, and then they had the hippies and free. And that's when all that freaky shit came in too.
Yeah, free love.
Free love. The women were just running around being whores. Prior to that, man, women were supposed to be. Hey, the women like when we were in the 50s. And shit, the honeymooners leave it to Beaver. The women wore dresses.
You couldn't see their ankles, man. Yeah. You got lucky if you saw their ankle. You know, they were covered.
They were covered up.
They had the big dresses where you can see the shape of their ass.
The long dresses with the high heels on. Yep. And they were home vacuuming the damn
they were home most of the goddamn time.
And they got dressed, and the woman didn't walk around with a goddamn a fucking robe on and shit. She got up and did herself up and made herself look pretty. She got dressed like as if she was going out, cleaned up the house, cooked. So when her husband came home, she looked presentable for her husband. Yeah. You get with these goddamn women now, and you come in the house, man, she wearing the dirty bathrobe or a T-shirt with some socks on, with sweatpants, her hair's all fucked up, talking about what's for dinner.
We'll go to the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, they even had a song that cemented that of the women dressing up just to stay at home for the husband. I think it was done by Vic Damone. It's called Guys and Dolls, I think.
Vic Damone.
Yeah, Vic Damone. Who, they featured that song in the movie Goodfellas. There's a scene where they're playing the song in the background. But in the song, you listen to the lyrics, he's saying, you make sure you wives, make sure you doll yourself up for your husbands. So that backs up what you just said. Now, that song came out in the 60s.
Yeah, because if you're working all day hard and you come home, man, right? Your woman, and if you got a woman over there and shit like that, man, the house is supposed to be in order. But in the 50s and the 40s, it was like that, but that's just proof that America went down. And then, like I said, women were promoted to be moral. Like
a good movie is Born on the 4th of July.
That's the perfect. Oh, yeah. That was
because what's the guy? The character?
Cruz.
Ron
Kubi, not Ron Kubi. Ron, what was his name?
To fight my first war.
Ron Kovac.
Yeah. They showed before he went, he was 100% America, never to leave it.
Yeah.
Then when he went to the Nam and he got fucked up, he came back. He got strung out on drugs because he was crippled up, and then he protested the government. The same guy that was for the government, he protested against the government, and that was a true story, man.
True story.
Hey, but anyway, I got a scripture, right? Joel 2:20. It says, "But I will remove far from you the northern army." Now, when it speaks about the north country, sometimes it's referring to the uttermost north, which is Russia.
Help me, Jesus. Help me to make the right decision.
Or, as the scriptures say, Gog and Magog. And we also going to go into the word Medes, because somebody made a comment. It was like a response to another comment of a guy saying that Iran is going to destroy America. So the one guy said, I can read the comment, but I'm not. I'm just paraphrasing what they said. Well, how can that happen? And then the guy said, well, because the scriptures say the Medes. The Medes in Isaiah 13 is talking about the Russians. Okay, because that area of the Medes, you actually had the actual Medes up in there that originated from that area by Georgia, like around Georgia, Caspian Sea. Around in that area, that's where the Medes were, and those were goes back to the sons of Japhet, because the sons of Japhet, which were dark people, and the sons of Elam, which are the Persians, they got together. That's why, hence you have the Medo-Persian Empire. So the descendants of those people are the so-called Polynesian people, Samoan people, Hawaiian type people, or the Aborigines of Australia, because they got spread in these islands. At one time, they were back in the Middle East, the lower part of Europe, Asia Minor, along with the people of Iran, which are the Persians, which are Elam, okay? Because their name was, they were known as the Persians. They were known as the Persians, but now they're called the people of Iran, which that came about, I believe it was 1935, and was the Shah of Iran. It could have been beyond that. I can always look it up. Could have been in the 50s when the Shah of Iran sat up in power, because the original ruler, what was his name? Melchizedek? I forgot. Mossadegh. They pushed him out of there because the U.S. found out about the oil that Persia possessed, and he wanted to nationalize it to help the people. So the U.S., through the CIA, got him out of there and put up a puppet leader, which was the Shah of Iran. And he was the one that said at a UN gathering, he said, call us Iran, not Persians. All right? Yeah, well, if you get the fine points, you can go ahead and get it. All right?
Yeah, it's a Reza Shah. Yeah, to back up Apostle Elder Tahar, the name of his name was Reza Shah, and he asked foreign delegates to use the name or use the term Iran, and this was in 1935. In 1935, yeah, in 1935, Reza Shah asked foreign delegates to use the term Iran, the historical name of the country used by its native people. So it went from Persia to Iran in 1935. Anybody has a scripture? Any?
A little bit more in Isaiah 47. Yeah, back in Isaiah 47, further going on about how America's falling down, as we've been talking about, Isaiah 47, and we'll start at 2. Take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover the locks. They go that millstone again, right? Take the millstone and grind mill. Uncover thy lock. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. There we go. That's everything that we've been talking about for the past 15, 20 minutes.